What up, what up, what's the B word, man? I'm Anthony Addison with another segment of What's the B word. Like and subscribe to the page. Hit me up on Instagram, What's the B word 52, just like you see on YouTube. Hit me up on Facebook, What's the B word, and hit me up on Twitter, B word 52. And y'all already know what's going on with me, baby. Baltimore Raven fan, Raven Nation stand up, flock, let's get it. And if you ain't a Raven fan, you might be a fan of whoever. Hit that like button anyway. Hit that subscribe button anyway, because we talk football, period, baby. But anyway, reason why we here tonight, we're here to talk about the comments of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson said some things at the Rich Eisen show. I listen to the Rich Eisen show all the time, man. Rich Eisen, he just a man. The man just he just good at what he do. But I definitely had all ears on it on this podcast episode because I knew that Lamar Jackson was gonna be on there, and I'm just gonna let y'all hear what Lamar said. I'm not even gonna go into detail. I'm just gonna let y'all hear what he said.
How would you rate your season to date, Lamar?
I don't know, because we had our ups, at first week, and then we just had our downs. Usually, we're a high level offense, but it's been all right. It's not what we want to be, but we still winning, so it's all right, I guess.
It just from the eye test, it looks like things aren't coming as easy for you this year. Is that a safe way to look at it? That things aren't.
I feel it's a lot of with schemes. We're going against defenses. They calling out our plays, stuff like that. Like they know what we're doing. So a lot of that, sometimes stuff won't go our way if they beat us to the punch.
So you're hearing on the other side of the line of scrimmage the defense calling out your plays. That's what
they definitely do. Like runs, stuff like that. Watch out for this, watch out for that. Sometimes that's what's going on.
So how do you combat that, Lamar?
So I guess we're going to halftime and let coach let us know what he sees upstairs. Mm-hmm. And we just go from there.
And so this time around,
Okay, I'm going to stop it at the. Now, before we go into detail about what he said as far as the defense calling out his plays, first let's pay attention to Lamar's demeanor. Lamar's demeanor is like, I'm telling you, you can hear it in his voice. You can see it in his face when we play. Every week, that Lamar Jackson is not happy. The Lamar Jackson that we seen last year, where he was just having fun and he was just happy and all that, this is not the Lamar Jackson that we're seeing right now. We are seeing a very frustrated Lamar. Matter of fact, backpedal to last week, a very unhappy Hollywood last week, speaking out on Twitter. Now we got an unhappy Lamar, pretty much. And I seen people saying that he throwing shade at Greg Roman and stuff like that. But to me personally, I don't even take it as throwing shade because it's the obvious. It's the obvious. Because this is how I feel about the whole situation. One, you know what I mean? Like I said, Lamar's not happy. And you could tell by his facial expressions, his demeanor, how he sounded on this interview. When he asked him to rate how his season is going so far, if you ever noticed, Lamar never gave him an answer. He just said, I don't know. He said, I don't know. So that let you know that let you know how he feel about it. He couldn't even tell you, oh, okay, I feel like I'm in between. We probably about a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. We might be a 3 out of 10, 8 out of 10. He said nothing like that. He just said, I don't know. I mean, man, a lot of times when people ain't happy, they not trying to give you answers on certain things. And that's just a sign of him not being happy. But as far as defense is calling out the plays before we run it and stuff like that, I've played football. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have played football. And the thing is, yes, Greg Roman play calling has been predictable. And it has been suspect this season. But the thing is, defenses do that to everybody. They don't get it right all the time. But defenses do that to everybody. Think about when you played football in high school or college and how much time did we spend on watching film, getting tips. Every offense got a tip for the most part. The only offense I feel like ain't got a tip right now is probably Kansas City. And that's because they got so much stuff you just don't even know what they're going to hit you with. But I mean, it's just that obvious. We'll run first team first of all. So they know most of the time when we out there, we're going to run the ball a lot. And Lamar hasn't been passing outside the numbers like that either, so they know that they don't really have to worry about the passes outside the numbers like that, and they know to cover the middle of the field, and they've known, and it's been historically proven since last year that Lamar mostly will look for Hollywood or Mark Andrews. So you add all that plus some suspect play calling, and the defense is gonna know what you're gonna do before you do it. So it's not just Greg Roman. Greg Roman gotta tighten up on his play calling, true enough. But Lamar gotta start throwing it outside. Lamar gotta start throwing balls outside too. You know what I mean? And we got to switch things up a little bit too. Honestly. And to me, if defense was doing that to me, I would take that to an advantage. And I know y'all thinking like, how would you be able to take it to your advantage of a defense calling the plays that you're about to run? Well, think about the time when Peyton Manning was playing football. A lot of times when Peyton Manning was doing all them audibles, pointing, doing this, doing it, blah, 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 mustard, hot dog, Idaho, Omaha, all that crap. Believe it or not, it was quite a few times where Peyton Manning didn't change the offense at all. Change the offense at all. One thing you got to remember is football is mental. You got to play mind games with people. So yeah, they might call the play. You know what I'm saying? And they might be right what we about to run. But guess what? We can act like we heard them say this today, that, and we can start blabbing out some BS and act like we changing the play when we really still running the same thing. Or we can change the play. I mean, if they call the play out, why would you run it? I mean, why would you run that same play? I mean, I'm just being real. Another thing I think will be able to help with this situation if we get Greg Roman all out of the booth. Me personally, I strongly dislike coordinators in the booth because coordinators need to be on the field where they can talk to everybody. And see what their players are getting tips on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing to help. And one more thing that I thought about when I heard this interview, where I heard Lamar say that defenses were calling out plays and stuff like that, is I thought about the time, even though Ronnie Stanley is out for the season, I thought about the time when the Chargers said that they was tipped off on the play calling by Ronnie Stanley's stance. When he when he was in his stance a certain way, that meant it was a pass. When he was in a stance another way, it meant run. So maybe we need to check out on that too, because that could be a tip off too. You know, sometimes linemen, when we running a run play, they got a little bit more lean into their stance. And sometimes when it's a pass play, they're a little bit, kind of, soft on their stance to try to get back. So it could be a lot of things, man. But at the same time, I mean, I can only just put it down to film work, man. Defenses do this all the time. But Greg Roman got to open the offense up a little bit more. He got to. It's gonna be tough when we playing against them good defensive teams, and they know what we running before we run it. Every inch counts in football, man. It's the game of inches. Said it. My guy said it on any given Sunday, and it can't be no more true. So whenever somebody got an advantage, an edge, man, it's hard to beat them. But anyway, man, that's just my thoughts on that interview right there, man. Like I said, it sounds like Lamar Jackson is not happy. I've been knew this man wasn't happy. His whole demeanor, his whole vibe is nothing like last year Lamar. He is not happy. Not happy at all. But then, like I said in my video, my reaction to the Colts versus Raven game in the first half, when the offense was doing terrible, when the camera got put on Lamar Jackson was just sitting on the bench with no coaches around him, nobody with a tablet in his face, nobody talking about him on stuff that we can do where we probably, could do better. He was just sitting there on the bench and nobody was around him. And that's not cool either. We're going to need our coaching staff to step up. Most definitely. They're gonna have to step up, man. Because we we gotta win, man. If we trying to do what we gotta do, we gotta get into the playoffs. And when we get into the playoffs, we gotta produce, man, so we can get to this Super Bowl. Cause that's the ultimate goal. If you playing just to get into the playoffs, man, we could just might as well just fight it out with some other team and get a better draft pick. But anyway, man, y'all like and subscribe my social like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Y'all hit me up on my social media platforms. What's the B Word 52 on Instagram? B Word 52 on Twitter. What's the B Word on Facebook? Like I said, man, I'm still waiting on my change to get in town, man. This COVID mess. I'm sure everybody that order stuff on the internet know that COVID has slowed down a lot of, like, you know, my change supposed to be in here in like 4 days ago, and they haven't even shipped them. But I'm still gonna do that giveaway for having 1,000 subscribers, so y'all just look out for that. As soon as I get them chains, I'm gonna ask them questions, and y'all answer the questions, and I'll send you the chains. But anyway, man, make sure y'all like and subscribe it. Flock, I love y'all. Subscribers, I love y'all, and I'm out.